Hello everyone, welcome back. If you saw my previous video, then you would know that today is a special video with a guest appearance. If you haven't seen, then I'll link my previous video up here. Today I have various projects in this video using some Your Next Stamp products and ideas for you to stretch your supplies and also keep your children occupied during this COVID situation. I'm going to use for all my projects today this puzzle die by Your Next Stamp. This die cuts a puzzle in 16 pieces inside a rectangle of 4 by 3.5 inches. For my first project, I'll be using this stamp set which is called Little Darling Frog Princess, and I'm going to make puzzles with both this princess and the knight. I take around 4.5 by 4 inches of Nina Sola white 110 pound paper, and I'll be using my stamping platform for stamping. And please welcome our guest for today, my son, who is celebrating his 5th birthday. And we made this puzzle to keep him busy. So we take Memento Tuxedo black ink, which is Copic friendly and crayon friendly, and we stamp the image on the paper. And as I am his assistant, I am doing all what he wants under his directions. And we also stamp the princess similarly. For the scene around the stamped images, I use a pencil to draw some hills and trees and give him to color them. And now that he'll be busy for some time, let me also do my own puzzle. I do the same, but also stamp the image on masking paper, as we will create some scene around the knight. I cut the mask just at the black stamped lines and put them on my images. I take a stencil that has rolling hills, mask and stencil, and use distress inks, and with a blender brush I create a hill. With cloud stencil I create soft clouds with tumbled glass distress ink. I take off the masks and now it's time to color. I take out my Copics and color my knight with some greys, reds and blues. I'll speed up my coloring. You can see the numbers on the caps. If you'd like to skip, you can go ahead also. This image takes me back to the memories of storybooks and novels that I've read, which were based on England, when they spoke of the sceneries and about the sheep grazing in the rolling meadows, spotting the vivid greenery with their white fleece, and the knight with their dragon. Pet dragon? Yeah. That also reminds me of the movie that I saw with my son. And I'm forgetting the name. Oh yes! How to Train Your Dragon. But they were Vikings, I suppose. They were not knights. Anyways, I'm happy that this puzzle will get my son think of those movies too. He's crazy for puzzles. And I also knew that 16 pieces puzzle will not keep him entertained for long. So I plan to mix the knight and the princess puzzles so that he can sort them out and then solve. Motherhood teaches you a lot. You can make your puzzle busier with more elements on your design. This way it is easier to put it together. But knowing my son, empty spaces keeps him busy because then he cannot put it together easily. And by the time I finish my coloring, his coloring is done too, and I help him with some soft clouds for his knight too. Now with both the panels ready, I take silver mirror cardstock, which is around 200 GSM in weight, and adhere both the panels with a strong glue on the back side of that cardstock. Sorry, I have not shown that it is a mirror cardstock, but it is. I check the orientation of the puzzle die and then will die cut it. And I have the little princess also, which my son had colored. I die cut it out too. With all the small pieces of puzzles, I have a cute box to share with you in which you can keep all the puzzles and then it will keep it all together. I take a teal colored 5.5 inches square cardstock, which is around 210 GSM in weight. I score it at 1.5 inches on all the four sides. I burnish the sides and then with scissors I cut 2 slits on one side and 2 just at the opposite. I again bring my stamping platform. Now to stamp the knight image in the center of this teal colored cardstock. This will be the lid of my box. And then I fold outer part so that it forms a lid. Just like the top lid, for the bottom part I take 5.5 inches cardstock in white and I score it at 1.6 inches. Burnish it, cut and adhere the sides just as I had done for the teal colored paper. And here is a little box ready to put all the puzzle pieces inside so they don't go missing. I have another for the little princess. I also put the sentiment on it. You can do the same or change as per the design of your puzzle. So now you can mix them together or let your kids play separately with them. It's up to you. I hope you like how I created puzzles with these cute stamps. And I even made my son do the coloring and get the sense of achievement that he made his own puzzle. I hope you will try something like this too. For the next card, I am using the puzzle die and I will combine it with a heart die. I start with taking a pink colored cardstock and I will cut out 2 hearts from this cardstock. Initially I had thought I would need 2 pink color hearts, but later on I decided to change into 1 white colored heart. Just to check that all the pieces of the puzzles that I get on my heart are whole pieces and die cut it. I will keep all the pieces which come out of the die carefully because I have to rearrange this heart. And now I get a white colored die cut of heart and adhere all the little pieces of the puzzle on it with the help of glue. The middle 2 pieces of the puzzle will not be stuck with the glue. I will keep one of them outside and one of the pieces I'll stick with 3D foam tape. For the card base, I take a top folding A2 size note card. I place my heart, I see the position, and for the sentiment I am going to do some hand lettering. I first write with the pencil, miss you, and then I am using a brush pen to write the sentiment. I've always had this in my head that missing you means not having the whole heart. A piece of the heart is missing. And I'm glad that I could put it on paper like this. I adhere my heart on the A2 size panel along with the piece that's missing. And here is a clean and simple card which was there in my head since so long and finally I could put it on paper. I hope you liked it. For the third card, which is quite simple, I'm going to use these 2 pieces of the puzzle, the last ones. I'm going to cut it out from a white colored cardstock. I will use the sentiment Love Ya from the stamp set Cheeky Love, and I will use this mustache and the smile from the stamp set Carnival Food Fun. With both the pieces of the puzzle there, I stamped the mustache with VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and for the smile I am using Archival Inks Carnation Red. I take A2 size top folding note card and a top panel which will be ruby red colored cardstock by Craft Angles, which is 1 inch smaller than the A2 sized panel so that half inch of paper is seen from all the 4 sides. For the sentiment, I am going to use an anti-static powder on the red panel and then stamp Love Ya with Versamark ink and use white embossing powder over it. I am heat embossing the sentiment. And now with the sentiment ready, let's just assemble our 2 puzzle pieces. I use 3D foam tape on both the pieces and adhere them. Voila! It's ready! A very clean and simple yet such a striking card which is perfect for an anniversary or for Valentine's Day. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial and the way I stretched this puzzle die and created different projects. All the supplies that I have used are linked in the description box below. If you're new here, please do not forget to subscribe. It means so much to me. Thank you so much for stopping by. Keep safe and happy crafting. Bye bye.